he ain't nothing else. Tonight ain't the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call him Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish you. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end and my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to the streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
One, two. Yes.
Sisters, let's make our way to our seats.
Yeah.
Make your way to your seats.
Making all that.
Yes.
Hey,
Shalom, family. Most High in Christ. Bless y'all. We are back with the Nehemiah Squad. We're going to reintroduce ourselves. I am Captain Zaccai.
Hey. It's Officer Shim.
Hey, Officer Judah. Okay. So, hey, listen, y'all. First of all, happy Feast of Dedication.
Yes, sir.
To everybody. And we got a live studio audience. Yeah. Hey, yes. We had to bring in a live studio audience for today's show because our last show a month ago with our dear sister, Dr. Marie Charles, we're not bringing her out yet. We're going to bring her out in a couple of minutes. It did beautifully. Everybody loved that show. And it was called Black Europe, the cover up of the forgotten names of the Dark Ages. All right. And in that show, she said she was writing another book and then she was going to premiere it on the show. And she's back today. All right. Throw up that thumbnail, y'all. Throw up that thumbnail. Oh, there we go. All right. So this is called Hidden Black Families of the Dark Ages. She's coming back again with her new installation of the information she had before and more, much more. She said she's got a lot for us today that no one knows about. All right, so let's bring out our dear guest and our dear sister. And before we introduce her, we were supposed to have Deacon Ithon on the show. He will not be able to make it.
Hey.
But he called me last night. He was like, oh, man, because he loves Dr. Marie Charles. Dr. Marie, you don't know him, but he loves you, right? He got all your books. But at some point, we're going to have to work that out, and maybe you'll come back. But let us bring out our guest, Dr. Marie Charles. The camera's going out? Okay, all right. Doc, hey. How you doing, Doc? How's everything?
Oh, I'm good. Okay. Your colleague did say it's a little bit dark in here today, and I do apologize. My lighting's a little bit dark, but I'm
That's
here.
fine. Yeah, you here. We're happy you're here. and all the people are happy. The show did great last time. Everybody was talking about it. And so we have live guests today. We brought in about 30, 40 people sitting in here.
Oh, wow.
All right. So listen, Doc, we're very excited. So whenever you're ready to start, we have your presentation. You can start however you like and whenever you like.
I would like to say today, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Today, it's a little bit of a mixed bag today with the presentation. I have bits, the evidence and some research from the 3 dictionaries. Right. So people can get an idea of some of the areas and the names that I'm exploring. But I also have never seen before, I think it's the second to last slide. This is, and I have to thank you actually from the last presentation. I've kind of been guided down a path, and I go where I'm taken in terms of the research and what is being revealed. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll see this on the second to last slide, and it has literally blown me away. So when we get to that,
yes, we're excited. Man. We can't wait.
Man, oh man. Let's get it.
Yep. All right, Doc, so whenever you're ready.
So I actually sent the PowerPoint on. So
brothers, can you bring up the PowerPoint presentation, please?
And so the beginning is going to be, if I could kind of just prepare the groundwork. I always like to, we're here. I always like to prepare any audience, whether I'm talking to one person or a whole room, that it's very important that you have an idea of my theoretical groundwork and the pathways that I've taken, because as a researcher, we never just arrive at these findings. You have to have all of that rigor and methodological framework, formulas and methods. So there'll be a couple of slides about that. And then, well, I need to be quiet and I need to just get on.
Okay. Let's go.
So, as you can see that image over there, the Dictionary of the Foundational Black British Surnames, and in parentheses, as the research begins to expand onomastically, those British surnames have a connection with their continental kinfolk and their European cousins. So that's very, very, very important that those links are constantly kept uppermost in our mind. There's also another geographical strand, which takes me back, and you can see that image there to the right, that I began in Ireland. Ireland is a very, very important spiritual and archaeological and anthropological space for me as a researcher. And those figures to the left are from Ireland, and those next to them are their African antecedents.
Okay.
Now that actually took about almost 2 years to kind of find those connections, but that in terms of Ireland and Scotland are very, very important. So yes, Black people do not have slave names. Mm-hmm. Next slide, please. So I always like to begin as a teacher, as a pedagogist, that I understand the complexity in any audience, that there will be different conceptual understandings. Now, the concentric circle is a wonderful visual to place yourself on it. Now, myself, I keep shifting. The more I get into this research, sometimes I'm on the outside and I need more information. And sometimes I'm right in the center. Now, some people will be here on the outside and will reject everything that I present, despite the overwhelming evidence today.
Right.
Some people will be here on the blue circle and may take a tentative step towards the research, but will require more evidence and time. And some people will be here and through on the red circle and through critical reasoning and evaluation will align themselves with historical truths, the weight of evidence, and their own intuitive resonance. Now, I have a real sense of reality. You know, sometimes I get a lot of hate for the work that I'm doing because some people are disruptors, right, and they will try to disrupt a lot of this work and waste basically my time. You know, I have to sift through an awful lot of nonsense, if you like. And sometimes not everything is wrapped up in a neat little box, because I ask at the end here, is there another conceptual variable perhaps that I've missed out? And that's a question now, because, you know, I don't want to dominate everything with my voice.
Right.
Is there, you know, that's a question I'm asking. Is there another conceptual variable in terms of that concentric conceptual framework?
You're asking?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was rhetorical.
No, I'm asking, but we can move on. We can come back to that.
Right,
no
right.
problem. Yeah, we can come back.
Okay.
So next slide, please. Now, these are my research methodologies that I employ in my research and my dictionary series. Onomastics, which is the study of anthroponyms, people, places, and their locations. Sigillography, which is the study of medieval seals. Phenomenology, which is first sight consciousness, and we're going to go into that a little bit more.
So that goes into, I'm sorry, that goes into what, like phenotypes of people? Is that what it is?
No, not really.
Phenomenology.
But
got it. Yes, I see it.
It kind of takes us back to your position on how you view the world.
Got it. Okay.
We'll develop that a little bit further on. Anthropology and, of course, linguistics. Now, I'm always being guided by different questions that appear because of what I discover, write, and read about. One of the key questions that I asked myself in 2019, that's an important date stamp because it's part of a peer-reviewed journal article that my work featured. And 2019, I asked that very, very powerful question. How do we put back together a fractured consciousness in an education setting that negates the affective, cognitive, and cognitive domains of Black learner identities? You see, that question is emblazoned across my mind, and I'm always asking that question. And of course, as you will see as we move through, it has to exit into praxis, which means it must have a practical application, so that when I ask that question, I have a remedy.
Right.
You see.
That's the point.
I have a remedy.
Right. So what you're saying is, how do you break through the destroyed mind of Black people today? Of all of the garbage that they've been taught, how do you go in there, get that out of there, and then implant the actual facts and evidenced and researched things that you're bringing forth?
Absolutely. And I think because I'm trained as an early years teacher and a primary kindergarten teacher, a grade 1, grade 2, and of course I went into universities to teach training young teachers, that we have to get to our children first. You see, once we hand them over to the education system that teaches them a false sense of self, their minds are literally destroyed. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it takes a lot to get your mind back into proper self. And so that question is absolutely critical, and it guides me in my scholarly pursuits. Now, the other question, if you could just put that back up on the screen, please. The other two questions, of course, I've referred to, and they are, we're asking a key question: where do our minds and bodies go from the ages of 3 to 16? I know that might have a different time frame in the US. 7 hours a day for 5 days a week. Do we actually understand the power and lasting influences of these spaces on individual learners? I also am asking, why are we thinking and working from unevidenced, unchallenged models and patterns of understanding in education? So, for example, a reframed curriculum would start to insert much of this new evidence that is being documented in my work. But I will say this: please understand that I am reaching out to these institutions here in the UK and to many of these professors and scholarly individuals, and they don't reply. They don't reply back to me. And I would say that, okay, it's a bold thing for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, that this system that I operate within in the UK is a cowardly system. Mm-hmm. You see, it cannot defend itself against a voice that has new evidence, new histories that are challenging old, unevidenced models. Right. Because when you present it to them, it suddenly becomes very quiet, the room.
Right.
You see. So it's a cowardly system.
Right. Because in order for them to accept what you're saying, then it's going to do what? It's going to turn the world upside down, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Right. The whole process, the whole thought, like you brought out earlier, to go in and change the destroyed mind. Because to be honest with you, it's not only our minds that are destroyed, it's their minds that are destroyed, because what they've done to their own people is put in false information. So now when the real information goes in there, they're going to be flipped upside. It's a whole thing. They don't want to deal with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they can't deal with it. That's why there's such resistance against this evidence truth that's coming out. They just don't want to hear it, you see, and they shut you down. Right. But we have ways of coming through. Right. And so if we move on to, I just want to talk about that last section, which will lead into the next slide. So it's the little blue on that previous slide. Because as a researcher, I'm asking myself, when another group writes your history, they determine your consciousness and your personality. Of course, that is the great Dr. Amos Wilson, whose name is also an FBB name. But our sense of reality rests on very shaky foundations in the current education system. Therefore, as a paradigm shift, I responded by creating a new theoretical model based on the triangulated aspects of ontology, which is nature of being, epistemology, how do I know what I know, and axiology, what I value. And the next slide will show this. And so this is my model that, I'm actually quite proud of the fact that it is now, in a peer-reviewed journal and has been since 2019. And, some researchers are using my model in the field.
Excellent.
Now, as you can see, there are two intersecting triangles that interact synergistically and work from each other. So I always have the individual at the center, and the individual is their affective, cognitive, and cognitive domains. So, for example, the affective domains are our feelings and our emotions and attitudes. The cognitive domain is your internal engine. It is your drive and your will towards self-regulation. So that a good example of conation is that you will go away and pursue something without anybody telling you to do it.
Right, right.
You see, your engine just drives you. And of course, the schooling system turns that off.
Right. Without you don't have that self-motivation. Right.
Absolutely. And of course, the third one, which we're all very familiar with, which is a little bit top heavy in the schooling system, is the cognition, the cognitive domain, which is the mental skills and acquisition of knowledge. And we're always looking for the balance in the triangulation. And so supporting those individual attributes of the individual are the theoretical aspects, which is the Afrocentric model, which places us as subjects with agency rather than objects of analysis, you see. So we're looking at phenomena and seeing how Black people are at the center of that phenomena rather than outsiders,
right,
or being told from an outside culture how to think.
right.
The formative pedagogy is, I've written a lot of work with my colleague, Professor Boyle. That's the other hat that I wear, which is the formative side. And that places the learner at the center. And the third part of the triangle, which is Africana phenomenology, which you referred to before, is first sight consciousness, which there's going to be some wonderful examples in the presentation, but phenomenology is a return to seeing the world through your eyes. And that takes a lot of work to see, because we're constantly being bombarded by distractions and another culture.
Right, right.
So that is the, and so my model is grounded in empiricism, so that it is the, to occupy the different roles of the insider, outsider. So I was coming in with the, all of that theoretical underpinning, but also as a formative pedagogist and working in the field, utilizing this model.
Right. And let me just add this for the people who are watching, right, and may think to themselves, what is the purpose of having a model like this, right? So in Dr. Charles's industry, right, you have to have something that shows that you're dealing with empirical evidence rather than just your emotions, right? You can't just come out and say, okay, I saw this and that means that everybody's Black, or this means that, no, you have to have models set up to show this is the information, this is how it's working, this is how we're putting it through this particular lens, and we're getting this, and so on and so forth. And that's why these models are set up. And if any of you guys missed it earlier, she said it's being peer reviewed, meaning that her peers are also have looked at this model and said, okay, this is a good model, and now they're using it for other things. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that this model is in place for a reason. It's not just for her to just be talking. All right. So, Doc, I just want to throw that out there.
Thank you. That's so beautifully put. Absolutely. Yeah. That's what we have to do as researchers. We have to come with the academic rigor.
Right.
Right. Next slide, please. So we get this wonderful sense of my model and what I am working with, but this is the reality now. This is the reality of my current research and the contextual variables in terms of archaeology, anthropology, sigillography, all those areas of investigation that I spoke about. I just need the optics to go through. There's a couple of slides so that we get a sense of what I am actually working against, not with, against.
Right.
So in London University, as you can see, the top left, we have the Archaeological Society. In Ulster, in Ireland, we have the Archaeological Society. Below them, we have the Cambridge Archaeological Team, and we have North Scotland's Archaeological Team. And I want you to notice what is happening in terms of the individuals and what they look like. So, next slide, please. Then we have East Yorkshire Archaeological Society. Next, we have the Welsh Antiquarian Society. Below that is the Devon Archaeological Society. And the next one is the Cornwall Archaeological Society. Next one, please. Here we have Glastonbury Antiquarian Society. And notice it's a dated image around 19th century. By the way, that's Somerset, the home of Cheddar Man. Next to it again, we have an up-to-date image of the Glastonbury Archaeological Society. Then we have Colchester, which is in Essex. And then we have Bury, the Archaeological Society, which is in Manchester. Next slide, please. Final one. This is Staffordshire Archaeological Historical Society. Chorley in Lancashire, Cumberland and Moorland, and the furthest is Wiltshire Archaeological Society.
Right.
Next slide, please. Now, I hope you were able to notice that they are dominated across every aspect of the map. All geographical areas continue to be dominated by later Europeans, white people, in archaeology, antiquarianism, which is history, artifacts, historical sites, and archives. Now, my challenge was to take every part of Britain and to flip it on its head and show the Black origin, not presence.
Right.
I need us to get away from that word presence. This is the origin of Black people in Britain through my coded onomastic maps. Now, I needed to go through all of those images to show how white people are dominating every single research discipline. I'm not making it up. I had to show that very, very quickly.
No, that's
of
true.
How every region is dominated. So you can see how onerous and the task that is set before me, because we always have to meet our burden of proof as researchers.
Yeah. Right.
So
I'm sorry.
you can see.
So I'm sorry, Doc. I gotta help you out there, right? Because you were showing all of those different archaeological institutions and groups, and I'm glad you're bringing it out now. But I just want to help you out as well, because people might say, "What was the purpose of showing?" The purpose of showing all of that is to show that they're dominating every part of these maps.
Right.
So guess what? They have power over what is being told to the people.
Yeah.
Right. And they're going to dominate what? Your thoughts, your mindset, your thought process.
Yeah.
Right. And your overall, what was the word? Phenomenology. Am I saying that correct?
Phenomenology.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Because the way you're looking at things, you're always going to be looking at it through their lens.
Through their lens, exactly.
And that's the point of them having all of those groups set up so that you can. So, in other words, this is what Dr. Marie Charles is going against.
Yeah.
That's her point.
And then since you have such an overwhelming presence of their ideologies, when you bring facts, the burden of proof is on us. The burden of proof is on us. But we never ask them for proof.
Right.
You know, the same way they dominate the media, you know, that this is where we get our news from.
Right.
We don't have any black perspective on news or anything, or world events. It's just all coming from the dominated society like we're seeing.
Right.
Yeah, and when you see stuff like that, let me read something to you. Give me Psalms 83. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at something called crafty counsel.
Right.
Read that. Oh, come on, bro.
Why is his mic never on? Why is his mic never on?
This is crazy.
I'll read it.
We got to keep the flow.
1,
man.
2. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1.
Come on.
Keep not thou silence, O God.
Uh-huh.
Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Come on.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They get prideful against you and your people. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel.
That's what they do, Doc. They take crafty counsel. It's crafty to find all of the archaeological proof and then put a white face on it. So it'll all look like they the prestigious ones,
Yeah.
and they always been there, and you always been on the bottom. That's crafty. Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Come on.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Why are we called the hidden ones? Why are we called the hidden ones? Because they hide our history.
Yeah.
They hide our nationality. They hide our culture, and then they put a makeshift culture in there.
Right.
Crafty. Go ahead.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
How do you cut a people off from being a nation? You take away their history.
Right.
You take away their culture.
Right.
You take away their land. You take away their language, and then you give them what you want to give them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you cut a people off from being a nation. That's why when we see each other in the street, it's always a chest bumping event going on. But when you see these people that put their face on your history, you move off the sidewalk for them. Put your jacket over the puddle. Ain't that
Right.
what they do?
Right.
Or what they used to do?
Right.
Go ahead. I could keep going, but go ahead. Go ahead, Cap. Doc, go ahead. Back to you.
So thank you for that, because that's really what that I am up against. Those are the walls, the barriers.
Yeah.
That is the reality of this work and the research, that they have they're almost like impenetrable walls, like
Yes.
Praetorian guards that protected at all costs, and you see how generationally those individuals, the phenotype has not changed.
Right.
You saw one of the images. They're initiating their children into
Right.
the archaeological
That's right.
society.
That's
You
right.
see. So, if you could go back to that coded onomastic map, that now, because I have reformulated my mind, I've now worked on because that model is real, my theoretical model is real, in the sense, obviously, it has seeded the dictionaries, but it's real for the individual, because my mind is now completely and utterly where it should be as a foundational Black Britain. So when I look at the British map now, and don't think that I have slips, I do have slips. And that's why this work has to be so intensive, and it has to be done daily, hourly, to keep oneself sane. So that when I look the map now and I see all of those symbols, they are indelibly etched in my mind. Because they are consistent across every publication that I do. So, the publications that I wrote 4 years ago had this map. I didn't know that I was going to create a dictionary series in which that would really come into its own, the coded onomastic maps, which is such a wonderful thing. So, in summary, as we move on, I think those optics are very, very important. And, people say to me, why do you use please move on. That's fantastic. Please move on.
Yeah. Next slide.
Yeah. Why do I use the acronym FBB? Well, as you can see, Foundational Black Britain is recovering our history.
Right.
That's what it does.
Right.
Doesn't do anything else. It doesn't sow division or make any group divisive.
Right.
It is recovering the history that has been stolen from the original settlers. And so My evidence methodological research endeavors has produced 18 books, 3 dictionaries, and multiple peer-reviewed journal articles to arrive at my acronym, FBB. And as you can see, there are some examples of my publications in which the front cover always has a primary source image of an original FB individual, either a ruler or somebody from the region. And so my research, which documents the foundations of Britain and by extension Europe, this is what's happening with the dictionaries. They're taking me into France,
Right.
and Germany, and Belgium, the Czech Republic. I mean, I can't stop this. It has a life of its own.
Right.
So it really is overwhelming for me as the researcher for what I am uncovering. I mean, I literally am drowning in evidence. It's a good thing, but it's very overwhelming for me as, sole researcher.
Right.
But let's examine more findings and evidence from my work.
Let's do. Next slide. Okay.
Okay, so this particular slide is important because what has happened as I delve deeper into the evidence, this is one of the consistent themes, is that once you find a surname, you will find, they call them cadet branches, which are the younger branches. And from one name, you will find 3 or 4. I mean, sometimes it's very difficult trying to control it all, but what it actually does, it just reveals deeper and deeper onomastic evidence. So this is a good example. So here you can see this is Alderich, and this is from part 1. And this surname obviously has very early beginnings and an origin. And I took if you look at the prefix, which is older, it revealed that the aldermen were they began in France, and they were the aldermen, and they were the council of alders or elders.
Okay.
And so we find them coming from France with that occupation and seeding that structure into England. Now, what I found was that the aldermans, yes, it's also a surname. My mother has a surname, her marriage name was Alderson. So there's obviously a relationship there.
Right.
And only this week, this is how dynamic this work is, I found Aldo, a black priest from Italy from the 12th century, and his beautiful seal. So, it just keeps living, the research. But what we find with this alderman, this yellow crest here, is that they are the Paynells. And this is him now, the Paynells, 15th century. And he's an alderman of the townhouse in Cognac in France. But then I found that the Paynells were actually the first dukes of Northumberland, and that the Dudley name in some cases descended from the Paganels or Paynells or Suttons, who were the barons of Dudley. So with one surname, I hope you can see all of the iterations that spin off. Once you get the surname and the image, then you get the occupation, and then you find the region.
Right.
And hey presto, you've recovered one surname, 2 or 3.
Right.
And this is the formula. I'm giving away all my secrets, aren't I?
Listen, I don't go ahead.
Are you getting kickback from like when you bring this evidence out? And this is what we'll usually experience. We'll bring out some factual evidence, and like you said earlier, you got institutions that dominate the information, And then you got like a horde of zombies that believe that information, regardless of what evidence that you present them. You know, so we find it's a hard job to cast down those imaginations, even with the very words, you know, that people claim to believe in. You know, so when you show somebody something like this, and you have the very words here, you have the crest, you have the region, the location, are you still getting kickback?
And you have the picture. Like
yeah, you know,
the actual image.
It's very hard to actually argue against this evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So what I get is just personal hatred comments.
Wow.
They move away from the academic rigor.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's and of course, what does that reveals a tremendous a lot about that individual,
Mm-hmm.
but they never attack the work.
Right. I like that term, academic rigor. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
and you see that we almost become paranoid about it because I go overboard. so that if I'm finding one name, I'll find it in France and Italy and Switzerland to secure the Black origin of that name, and that is the climate in which Black researchers have to operate within.
Right. Right.
You see, it's a good thing. And it also has its limitations, but it's a good thing, you
Right.
know? It makes us come with our A game.
Right. I was gonna say that. Right. It keeps you grinding.
Yep.
Right. Keeps you real
Absolutely.
immersed. Like you brought out, like that
Yeah.
self motivation. It keeps you motivated.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it, because that on the triangle from my model,
Right.
the conation in me is very, very high.
Right. Right.
As an individual, my internal engine, woo, it just it just keeps going. I don't
Right.
need anybody to
Right.
tell me, you know, I think you should do a little bit of research today.
Right. You're on it.
I'm on it.
Yep.
Next slide, please. Oh, and by the way, that conation, that conative aspect, if that really is the secret sauce with our children. Once you get them switched on,
Yes.
it's over. It's
Yes.
over. So this is one name that I've taken from the dictionary part 1, and something wonderful has happened. And this was from, I just had a,
Oh, doctor, just to let you know, your camera is out, so we're not able to see.
okay. Am I back on?
No. They said no. No.
Okay, but as long as you have my audio, I
Yeah.
can keep going.
All right. Yeah. Please.
Okay, so I just, okay,
Okay.
so-
they say you're back.
I'm back on.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go.
Okay, now, as I said before, it just literally has a life of its own. This onomastic work, it just keeps going, and the same name Andrew
Mhm.
has opened up, and I do have to thank you and your team, because it has taken me down another path with the biblical evidence.
Okay. Excellent.
Because
All praises.
here we have Saint
Yeah.
Andrew,
Right.
who, you know, I found from some of the scholarly articles that I was researching a couple of weeks ago. And of course, here is Saint Andrew, and he's holding the book. And he's from Serbia. This is from a 16th century painting in Serbia. And then to the left, we have Andrews from Doddington in Northamptonshire. And obviously, people can go back and have a look at the map. And then we have King Andrew of Hungary. Now, this is the almost magical part of this evidence. If you look closely at King Andrew, who's from the 10th century,
Right.
this is the power of phenomenology, returning back to first sight consciousness. His face, he has 3 faces: left, right, and center, frontal. And I'll just give you a couple of seconds to see that.
Okay. So they made it like that to show that he sees everything, or does it?
Yes, that trio side is it has become an FB signature of authenticity,
Right.
because I have multiple artifacts that have this particular signature. Now, it's very important because they are now recreating all the artifacts. It's now under reconstruction.
Really?
So they are falsifying a lot of the information.
Oh my God.
So that's why my dictionaries, I'm working at such a pace to get these published, because they are working day and night
Exactly.
to destroy the evidence.
Oh man.
So I wanted to just show you from this slide how Andrew is a global FB name. It moves from Britain to Serbia to Hungary.
Mhm.
Why? Because of these cultural continuities. You see,
Right.
it's a very noble name, Andrew.
Right.
Next slide, please. Now, Doddington, which is the same region in which we found Andrew, we find Dodmer from Yorkshire, and they were lords of the manor. Now, I've put the map up so that you can see Doddington and its code just there. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 locations with one surname. And those locations are showing its migration to 7 regions.
Right.
Now, can you imagine what I'm showing is the migratory patterns of our surnames and how they spread very, very quickly. Now, Dodd is a very interesting name. I don't know whether you know. Well, let me read the first part. We have Dodd and its variants: Dodman, Doodman, Doda, and Duda. We get to see the variations from the stem or the origin of a surname. We actually have, I don't know whether you know him, we had a very famous comedian here in Britain called Ken Dodd.
No, I
And
never heard of him. No.
Okay, it's pretty forgettable, but he but he was a national treasure.
Right.
But to think that his name has a black origin would have probably given him a heart attack.
Right. Right.
but in most cases, 99% of the cases that I have found, there's always a black antecedent, always.
Right. And you know what? That's been their MO for a very, very long time, right? We're gonna read something real quick to you, Doc. Let me get First Maccabees 3:48.
Yep.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Because this is them from the very beginning. They were always doing it, taking names, making it their name, switching up images. They love it. Like you said, they're remaking now that image of that what was on that coin with the 3 faces, and now what they're making it. They're obviously going to make it a European face.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yes.
right? Watch this. Go ahead, read.
First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right. So they were taking the books, the Bible, which had the images of the prophets, which were all black, and they went in. These are the Greeks. These are the Greeks that are being talked about. So the Greeks went in, took those pictures out, and put their pictures and painted new pictures, like you see of Jesus today, so forth, which is Caesar Borgia. This is how it all started. Mm-hmm. So when you brought that out, we're like, okay, absolutely, this is their MO. It's never going to stop.
Right.
It's never.
That's how you steal history.
Right.
That's how you do it.
Right.
That's how you hide the hidden ones right there.
Yeah.
But then if you have a workforce, a university body that are made up of those first 4 slides that I showed you,
right,
and they're all white,
right,
and they're all protecting this make-believe history, nobody's going to upset them. And then when somebody comes along and knocks on the door and says, oh, by the way, I've now produced 20 books that actually challenge your dominant narrative, they don't want to know.
No.
They get rid of Dr. Charles's address, get rid of her, we're going to ignore her completely.
Yeah. because they put that information there on purpose for it not to be found.
Right.
So when you go dig it up, they angry. They're like, you didn't find nothing. I put that there.
Yeah, right.
That's how it works.
Yeah, and not only that, they have enough people where they can create a bureaucracy so long
Right.
that by the time you get to one person, they'll flip you here, and then they'll make you believe that they really, yeah, we're checking it out now, and so on and so. Meanwhile, they're in the back of the scenes like, oh yeah, she's going nowhere. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going nowhere.
And what we have to do is to operate on the sidelines to shine a light on their work, their methodologies that
Right.
show that it is out of date.
Right.
And so the grassroots and enough of us that have woken up then start to question their programs, their
Right.
methodologies.
Right.
And this is what we have to do. We have to come out and shine a light on their particular work and show that it is not fit for purpose.
Right,
see.
right, right, right. Like you brought it out beautifully. Their methodology, right? Because they set it up to where you have to produce your work. You have to show how you went about getting your work. You have to show all of these things. But if we put them under that same microscope, we're not going to see anything because
Right.
no one's challenged them ever in life. You know, when we saw the white Jesus, not one time as a little kid did I ever say, how do we know that Jesus is white? Like nobody said that. We just saw it and was like, okay, that's Jesus. And nobody said
That's
anything.
right.
Now, when we show a black Jesus, they say, no. Where are you getting that from? How do you know? No. That's racial idolatry. This is this is that. They start putting names on it to do what? To make people push it aside.
Yeah.
Right. So that's basically what you're going to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Not with us, because as soon as we see it, we
No.
know it's real.
Yeah, we're ready for
It- that's right. That's right. And we follow the evidence.
Right.
That's what we do. We follow the evidence. We document the evidence, and we show through academic rigor that this is real.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not made up. It's
No.
not falsified. See, we don't have to falsify anything.
Right.
We just have to be so labor intensive in what we're doing to
Right.
produce these hidden images that are hidden away in books that you would never dream of looking at.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Hide it in plain sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think my next slide is moving on to
Hey, brothers, bring
so
up that next slide, please.
it's okay.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
So this, I have to say to you, I do get very excited when I find certain images. And this one from St. Thomas,
Right.
this is St. Thomas Becket,
Mm-hmm.
who was the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Right. Right.
Very, very prominent position in history and in Britain. And we have, I cannot tell you how many schools are named after this individual.
That's
But you
right.
think they use this image?
No
Never.
way.
They will never.
Never.
I mean, he's beautiful.
Right. But they
This-
Not to them.
right.
This is Thomas Becket, who was born in 1119, Cheapside, London, to parents Gilbert and Matilda Becket, both of Norman descent. Now, you know that I show the original Normans as
Right.
black,
Right.
which is incredible. We also know that his name, the German cognate, is Bach. Now, does that ring a bell? You see,
You Bach, the musician? Yes.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yes.
And so we find Becket with one T. These are names and toponyms in Berkshire and Devon. Now, what's interesting is that, again, I have to thank you from the last show that I was taken down another path with the evidence that I found St. Thomas here, again, as a deeply melanated apostle holding the book.
Bring it out.
And
Right. Yes. That's the
Yeah.
beauty. That's the beauty. That is the beauty. Because and Doc is we know this information, but it's beautiful that you found it. We've never seen this particular picture. So when I say we know, not that we know this picture because we've never seen it, but in regards to the apostles and the disciples and stuff being black, that we knew
Right.
from
Yes.
the Bible. So when people see things like this, they're going to be very upset. You know what I mean? They're going to be very, very upset. But that's good.
Watch this. Let me
because
get- oh, go
yeah,
ahead. Go
because
ahead.
we have to saturate our minds with these images. We literally have to bathe our eyes in these images. They're so important.
Right.
Now, as we can see from Beckett, you see, these names are always forming the variants and derivatives of other names. It's like building a house, that the original stem as Beckett then would form Beckingham. And of course, the famous footballer, David Beckham.
Right.
Yep.
You see, this is where he gets his name from. Now, Beckenham is a location in Kent, and William Conqueror's brother, Odo, owned the whole of this region, Beckingham, you see. So these, once you find the face, you can then locate the areas that they owned, because the names are always associated with them.
Right.
Next slide, please. And so with Thomas, this is the last one on Thomas, we find the name moving into Wales, you see.
Right.
And this particular Thomas is from France, and he lives in Normandy, and he's a priest with the name Thomas. We also find Thomas as Thoma in Germany. And of course, I didn't put that on the slide because sometimes they can be a bit too much. But again, I have the image of Thoma. Now, what's interesting here is that usually when I find the face and the name, there's usually some text that leads me on to another connection. That here with the Black Prince, as this is related to Thomas, I have the Black Prince's son, which is Richard II and his lineage. And Edward III was the Black Prince's father and Richard's grandfather.
That's right.
You see? So as one name is displayed, you start to see the history starts to unravel and reveal itself.
Right. And I know many people have been arguing about the Richards for a while, because a lot of white people, they started to hear people saying that the Richards were black, and they were upset about that. And they were like, oh, there's no proof of this. Why are people saying that the Richards are black? But we're looking at it.
But we also have, in the dictionary series, we have the crest of Ricard, which is the stem of Richard, who are the clan of the Richards, you see.
Right.
And their crest is there. So the evidence, you can quieten that down with the evidence. It's all there.
Right.
Next slide, please. Now, we've moved into Wales, and I do encourage people to go back. They'll go back and have a look at the map because it's very, very important. But this is Cadwal Adair, and he's a Welsh king.
Doc, I'm about to jump through the ceiling. I see something right now. I'm about to go through the ceiling right now.
Yeah,
what you got?
this is the exciting part, because we find that his ancestors, Ursula Fetch, also Saint Silius, and Saint Joseph of Arimathea.
Wow.
This Nathan and the Davidic line.
Wow.
You see. Now,
this is insane.
Blessed Bran is an ancestor. So the line to the Israelite Judah is an ancestor, and Israelites, Judah, Levi, Zebulun, and Joseph are ancestors.
Go. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Doc.
Now, I have to thank you, because these, from my last presentation, this is a book that I had in my cupboard that literally, I don't even want to tell you how I came across it, but I came across it. And I thought, wow, the timing is everything.
Right, right.
And so before we get into the next slide, what this actually means, the implications of this are just tremendous, because in dictionary 2 and 3, particularly too, I do document a lot of the Welsh kings, and they are moving towards this Davidic line with this, with the Israelites. And this is incredible, even for me to discover that. It really is incredible.
Yeah, that's
And so we also find that he, Cad Walader, is from the house of Cunida and Morgan, you see, and that relationship which I document in part 2 with their beautiful black faces, and they're coming up from France. So it's very exciting.
All praises.
That thing is beautiful. That thing is beautiful. When I saw that, I was like, "What?" And I didn't even notice. Okay, hey, go ahead.
Wait till you see the next slide.
Okay.
Now, this King Alfred, this is his wife, Ealhswith or Ealhswitha. Alfred the Great descended from the house of David.
Wow.
Alfred's ancestors include the kings of Wessex. Also, David of Judah and Israel is an ancestor through Joseph of Arimathea and Nathan, David's son.
Damn.
Right.
Now, King Alfred gets a bad rap, but it's very important that we start to really get into the correct history of Alfred the Great. And of course, it is in Dictionary Part 3. This was a wonderful, learned ruler of Wessex, of Britain. He's such an incredible individual who created lots of literature from abroad. And he also was very benevolent and gave a lot of his fortune to the poor. I think it was 1/8 of his actual income that went out. So, it is very, very interesting. But Alfred's father-in-law, which is Ealhswith's mother, was called Musel, and he's an ealdorman or an alderman from the very beginning of the Gaini. Now, the Gaini or the Gani are described as a powerful Anglo-Saxon tribe, yet the word Gaini is found in the province of Kano in Sudan.
Really?
And so there's always an African connection, a lineage that takes us back. Now, if we go on to the next slide, you will see this is the information that is literally hot off the press.
Wow.
We know about the Black Jewish expulsions from Spain, but I have now come across some wonderful information that shows that the Black Jewish expulsions from Italy in 1493 involved 3 very important families.
Bring it out.
Let's go.
Now, we have the Pisa family with the most important Jewish bankers in the period. And nobody is talking about them being black, but I have their images, which are now going to be part of the next dictionary series.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
The Norse, so their combined capital was 100,000 florins in the 15th century. I've tried to convert that, and it goes into the billions. It's incredible. Now, as you can see the image there to the left, this is part of the Norse family of Ferrara. Now, Ferrara, I also have the Black Crest, were even wealthier than the Pisa family and were intermarried as part of an elite Jewish pyramid of wealth and fortune. The documented evidence presents the letters of correspondence written in Hebrew and Italian between the family members of 1493 and 1494. What I have here are these letters, a primary source, and it actually says they were the most important Jewish bankers. But in 1494, they were driven out of Italy and their fortunes captured and into the hands although this document doesn't say into the hands of later Europeans, we have to infer that.
Yeah,
but they were driven out and never regained its former glory.
Right.
Right. And this is important because look at the date. It says 1493, right? So we know what happened in 1492, right? And from those mid 1400s, this was the time of what? The Renaissance period, where the white people started to come and move all of our people out of Europe, right? So that was especially Spain, right, and Italy and all these areas, right? So that was all of the Jews being sent out of the land, right? And they started to make their come up, right? And it's funny because we read this yesterday. We're going to read something real quick, Doc. Let me get Malachi. Is that what I want? Yes, Malachi 1.
Yeah, yeah. That's what you want.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 3.
All right, start at verse 1.
Verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord.
Right. The Lord said, I have loved you, Israel. Go ahead.
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
Go ahead.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Right. So at this time, you had the Moors or the Israelites, right? The Israelites, really, but they were called Moors during that time of the European rule for about 1,000 years, right? And what? The white people were away. They were subjugated, right? So that's what it's talking about here, that he laid their heritage waste. Go ahead.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right. So this was the time of the rebuilding. When they came in, they started to move out the black people, the Israelites, the Moors, started to move them out. And they said that we will rebuild the desolate places, meaning we're going to build ourselves back up. This is what's happening. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right. He said they're going to build. They're going to rebuild themselves up. But I will throw down, meaning what? That at this time, currently, that he's going to throw down, meaning what? All the lies, all the nonsense, and he's going to take them out of power. This is how come all this information is coming out now as opposed to before.
Yeah.
Right. So, Doc, you're doing a work that you don't even understand how spiritual the work is. Like, this is something the Lord is doing the work.
Yeah.
Right. Read on. Read on.
The border of, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Right, because these people were constantly hiding us, constantly putting our stuff, our evidence away from people's eyes, in other words, right? So we just want to throw that out there, Doc. Please, go ahead. Go ahead, this is beautiful stuff.
Thank you for that. That's very, very important. So when I came across this research, last few days, it kind of did throw me, because I have refigured my mind for Britain and France and Germany, and now I've got to do the same for Italy. You see, to know that level of wealth was in the hands of a black Jewish pyramid is just incredible. It's just incredible for me to get my head around that figure, and to think about the sheer wealth and the grandeur and the opulence at that time, which is now being credited to other groups.
Right.
And to think of the theft. Wow, the tremendous theft to those families that had built up all of that wealth. Because we find from another source that in the 13th century, that those wealthy merchants, who we now know were black, were coming into Ireland and manufacturing with the Irish, the foundational black Irish, their wool, you see.
Right.
That wool trade was being cultivated in Ireland in the 13th century from these rich Italian merchants, you see.
Right.
So it's a lot to think about.
Yeah, we're thrown off over here. This is the first time we don't have much to say.
Right, I'm excited, man. Yeah.
And so the last slide is really very important, and I hope I can find this section, because this is an image that comes back time and time again so that we understand our history. So if we look at the last slide, we can see the first sight consciousness, which is Africana phenomenology in action, as praxis, as exiting into a tangible. Next slide. And so the mask metaphor, and you see a lot of this in my work, is related. So we have to, that's why I brought Ireland up. It's very important. It is related to Shenkasmore, which is one of the most important legal texts from early Ireland, known as the Great Ancient Tradition. Now, this information is in issue 14, and it is of the 6 volumes. It is the Book of Asil, which presents the story of Ken Felad. I apologize if I'm butchering those pronunciations, but this explains the mask. And of course, we know that that artifact is from Mumu, Munster in Ireland.
Right.
Shenkasmore, as a legal document, outlines how medical practitioners, this is written in the 5th century, have a duty to their patients, which has its foundation in the Hippocratic Oath. The story of Ken Falad and the blow to his head continues in the legal text as something that caused the brain of the forgetfulness to flow out. And it acts as a metaphor of how he had forgotten his ancient lineage. This allegory is a powerful reminder of how to correct the blow to the brain and how to restore our memories with clear sight as corrected history through knowledge of self and first sight consciousness.
Right.
This is what they were doing. They were hiding it through the mask as a metaphor. And that as historical memory, as the first people on the planet, we have to return to this first sight consciousness and a methodology of Africana phenomenology as shown through these artifacts. Right. And so my theoretical model, which exits into praxis, is here in the dictionaries.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh,
until next time.
Praise. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was some good stuff there.
Anytime.
Oh man. I mean, that's beautiful stuff. Doc, when is this book going to be available? When is it out now? Or?
No, I'm
okay.
This one is going to be probably the heaviest one.
Okay.
I can't tell you what I'm finding.
Okay.
I found King James.
Okay. Oh, see, I'm getting ready to go crazy.
I found King James as a black lion with the phenotype.
Mm-hmm.
It would just blow you away. It's going to be incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was a one of your when you came on last time, there was an image, I forgot the name, but there was remember the brother, he was in armor and he had his hand like in his, he's in armor and he had his hand like in his waist, like in a pocket. I forgot.
Was it the Allens? Arundel? No.
It might be. It might be, but he had on the armor and he had a hand in his pocket. But when the other brother we were supposed to have on the show today, Deacon Ithon, when he saw that, he went crazy because he was looking for that. And he said, well, how did she get that? He said what he was telling us was that individual was related to King James. He said he was looking for that. He said because according to what he was looking for, that was an uncle to King James. He wanted to speak to you about it to see if you've seen anything like that. But that was one thing that came right off of the top. He was like, I think that's the uncle of King James. But he wasn't sure he wanted to speak to you about it, but unfortunately he couldn't make it today.
Because you can imagine, I'm literally dealing in thousands of images now.
Right.
I'm drowning. I have to come off the air. I'm just literally drowning.
We trying to drown, see? We want to drown too.
But it's a good thing. Yeah.
That's good drowning.
It's a good way to drown, to be saturated with our history. It's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So, what are you thinking? Like another couple of months? Because now I'm excited. I need to have that in my hands.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. For sure.
I know. I think it would probably. Yeah, I think it'll probably be around 6 or 7 weeks because
that's cool.
Even to do one page, it can take a week to do one page. It's just crazy, you know, because you have to be so thorough and exact. But I was just thinking about some of the because there's always something coming into my mind. I know that you're familiar with because I found another Hebrew connection just this week in France in a hidden seal with the 6-pointed star.
Okay.
And you know the song Frère Jacques?
Right.
I mean, I don't want to kill it, but
yeah, we know that. We've heard it.
but because of the face side consciousness and the mask metaphor, I'm now interpreting and thinking about this particular image that I found, because it's a 6-pointed star found on a crest in 14th century France, and in the middle is a black face, but you have to rotate it in order to find his deep melanated face, and his name is Frère Jacques Simon, which is Father Jacques or Jacob Simon.
What?
And it took me back to the song Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques.
Right.
And the line is, one of the lines is, Dormez-vous? Are you sleeping? And then it says, ding, dong, dang. And we say, that was a hidden message to say, it's time to wake up.
Bring it out.
Yo, that's super heavy.
Man.
What's going on
You see?
here? This is crazy. What?
Man.
Yeah.
So he's saying ding, dong, dang, and he's hidden in the center. And when you rotate him, what he was saying was, it's time to wake up. And when I discovered this, I thought, whoa, what they are putting out to us is that it was a priest who was telling everybody to wake up for morning prayer. But because we are now deeply into our history and we know what we're looking at, they're asking us to use first sight consciousness to interpret what has been hidden. And they were also hiding it for us to recover and restore their history, our history.
Right. Listen, you got us going crazy over here. This is insane. I never knew that Frère Jacques was Father Jacob.
Yes, Father Jacob. Yeah.
And that's in French?
And he's actually in a 14th century monastery called Saint Denis or Denis. And we know that Denis is a black French name.
Wow.
That moves into Britain. So everywhere you go with that particular example, there's a black outcome.
Right.
But you see, I never look at that. I can't look at that song in the same way again, you see.
Right. Well, let us, we're going to sing you a song right now. Let me get Romans 13 and 11.
Bring it out.
Watch this one. This is perfect for what you just brought out. Go ahead.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Right. It's time to awake out of sleep. It is high time. We got to awake out of the sleep. Right. And we're getting it from the scriptures. We're getting it from this evidence here that it's deeper than just us coming out of Africa with some, some, what they call it, loincloth, which is not even a real thing. Right. Go ahead.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Right. Go ahead. Read on.
The night is far spent.
Uh-huh.
The day is at hand.
Right.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
Right. So I just wanted to bring that out with what you said, Frère Jacques. It's time to wake up.
Yeah.
One more.
For the Jacobites, it's time to wake up. Go ahead.
Well, Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
Isaiah.
Let's sing that same song.
Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
Put on your strength. Put back on your history. Put back on your culture. Put back on the strength. Come on.
Put on thy beautiful garments.
Put on your beautiful garments. Come on.
O Jerusalem.
Oh, who?
O Jerusalem.
Oh, you Israelites. We got to come back to our history, our nationality, our culture, because that's the only way we're going to come back to being that one nation. Go ahead.
The holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Read.
Shake thyself from the dust.
Get up out of the dust. Get up off the bottom. Come on.
Get out of confusion.
Arise and sit down, O Jerusalem.
Arise and sit down and learn about yourself, Israelites, you blacks and Hispanics. Come on.
Loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
Loose yourself from the bands of your neck. The bands that they put up on there that you the scum of the earth. The bands of that they put up on there that you the criminal, that you the illegal alien. Come on.
O captive daughter of Zion.
Oh, we got to come up out of that captive mind state. And how do we do it? Through the history that's being brought out.
What was the term you used, Dr. Marie? Extensive.
No, it was academic rigor.
Academic rigor. That's the loosen yourself, because the people that have the stronghold on the industries, on the they're not going to just give it to you.
No,
they're not going to tell you, right? You got to have that rigor to continue on and loose yourself.
Right.
They're not going to free you.
And put in that time to really study. That's the key.
Yeah.
The scriptures talk about that. Study to show yourself approved, right? You have to, and the Lord always talks about watch and pray, meaning to pay attention to everything. Be ignorant of nothing, small or great, right? You have to pay attention to everything what's going on. That's how you're able to come up out of that state. Like you just brought out about Joseph of Arimathea, right? Now, most people would see that not really knowing who Joseph of Arimathea is.
Yeah.
Right? It's just another name, right? But real quick, we're just going to read this quickly. Matthew 27 in verse 57, right? Just to show you who who Joseph of Arimathea was, right? And this way they can understand the lineage, right? Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 27 and what was the verse again?
57.
And verse 57. When the even was come, there came a rich man of Arimathea named Joseph, who also himself was Jesus' disciple.
Right. So he was a disciple of Christ, right? Joseph of Arimathea, he was a rich man, right? So now that shouldn't strike us, because his line, they still had a little bit of money. Right. When you look down, I forgot the name of the individual who was related to him in that slide, but he still was someone of how can I say of means, right? Go ahead.
He went to Pilate and begged the body of Jesus.
Right.
Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered.
Go ahead.
And when Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb.
Right. So that tomb that Christ was in, that everybody knows about, where everybody went to see Christ's body, that belonged to Joseph of Arimathea. That was his personal tomb that he himself was going to put him. He already had bought himself something for when he died to go in it. But when he realized it was Christ, he said, no, he put his body in there. Yeah. Right. So we just want to make sure that anybody who's watching, they may not know exactly who Joseph of Arimathea was, but he was a rich man who was a follower of Christ secretly. People didn't know he was a follower of Christ. He was secretly following Christ. That's why he was able to go to Pilate and ask for the body, because he was in the government system. He knew how to deal. He was an outward. So he said, yeah, let me get the body, because, according to our religion, so to speak, we have to take him down before it becomes evening, and we have to have him in the ground, so on and so forth. And it was Passover coming. So I just wanted to, throw that out there as well.
Yeah, you also mentioned St. Thomas.
Yep.
Right.
The apostle. Go to Acts 13:1. Let's see what all of the apostles look like.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Come on.
Now there was in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called nigger.
What were they called?
Nigger.
What were they called?
Nigger.
They were called
Doc, you didn't know that
black
was in
people.
there.
I see your eyes light up, Doc. Yeah. That's what they was called. They were black.
Yeah, these breadcrumbs been in the Bible forever.
Right.
You know,
Right.
if the Lord knows our nationality going to be taken through captivity after captivity after captivity, and He's going to leave these things in the Bible for us to wake up. That's
Right.
the whole point.
Right. And those excellent clues that you found as well.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's how that's what builds our faith every day.
Yeah, it's confirmation.
Right.
That is confirmation. That work goes so hand in hand. We want you to keep doing that. Keep
Right.
going, man.
Hey, and that second half is what they afraid of, because if you digging, you getting that deep just off of the name, they're gonna be like, she gonna dig a little deeper and she gonna find that they the real Jews.
Right.
She gonna find that, and then look, you run into us, find out that we are actually the real Jews, and then you come up with it in your research. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's
We
beautiful.
the people.
That's beautiful. Doc, I don't know if you have any more time.
Yeah, I have about 10 more minutes.
Okay,
And
you
I was just thinking about when you said that it's the level of study, and for me I don't reject anything.
Right.
And as a researcher, you have to be so discerning, but not to reject everything. I mean, it has to go through the methodological sieve, but to know that there are so many pathways to the light,
Right.
that you can't reject certain aspects because you think to yourself, well, that's not really a tradition that I go down that path. But you would be amazed and shocked at the actual books that I'm reading to find some of this information. You just would never pick it up,
Yeah.
because of the obscure titles they have.
Oh, that's
And there'll be a gem of an artifact in this strange book. So these avenues, everything has to be open, everything has to be on the table, and you have to then, as I said before, you have to then discern what you're going to include in your research and what you're going to reject, all based upon those methodologies and the rigor of academic rigor.
right. Right. Yeah, I love that term, Doc. We're going to be running with that term everywhere.
Academic rigor.
Yeah, because that's the best possible way to put it, right? There's actually a scripture in the Bible that says that we labor not for ourselves, but all those
Seek learning.
find that, because that's what it is. Because when you go into any kind of study, right? Let's say if you're a doctor, right? You have to go through academic rigor, and what are you doing it for? To help the people, to heal. Right, to bring this bring that, what everything you learned is to help the people. If you don't go through that academic rigor, you're not going to be able to help, right? So therefore, they have to, in your case, right, they have to be able to go and break down your academic rigor. They have to be able, and they can't. It's just too much.
Right.
So the best thing to do is just say, Dr. Marie Charles is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been knowing her. I know somebody who knows her. She's crazy. That's it. And they roll with that, and everybody says, yeah, I figured so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got it?
Um,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Doc. You're going to say something?
No, I was going to say that you really do, as you get older, as you get into those I was going to say those twilight years. What am I saying? but as you get older, you do kind of pick up a little bit of wisdom, and that you don't give everything of yourself out there, especially with this social media.
Oh no,
They're vicious.
And that when you're in this lane, you have to protect yourself at all costs, because they're going to come for you at every possible angle, and they're going to look for the weaknesses in you because of what you have given out.
100%.
So yeah, I know a thing or two about how to. I will tell you this now. Perhaps I shouldn't. No, I'll tell you. I don't even have a mobile phone.
Wow.
No.
Oh yeah. Well, we can attest to that, because every time I keep asking,
okay.
I'm like, yo, can you call her? They be like, oh no, we have to email. I'm like, will you just get her phone number and be done with it? I'm thinking they're just afraid to ask you for your number. You just don't have a number. All right.
No.
Man.
No cell phone. No cell phone. No, I've not entered into that because it's a real invasion of self for me. They get to know all your details. They get to know they're basically tracking devices, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
100.
Algorithms
100.
and all that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Especially that.
That's right. So I kind of am a traditionalist. I'm also very, very old school. I'm in the libraries with physical copies of books. I'm in the basements.
Right.
So, you know, I kind of wear that as a badge of honor. That's where I am. Yeah, some of those books, they don't let you in and access them, and then you have to kind of pretend that you're not who you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
Oh, no,
you're
that's
just
a real thing.
Yeah, you're
That's a
just
real
a
thing.
regular person. So yeah, there are certain things that I know that I have to keep on the down for the work that I'm doing.
For sure.
100%.
Understood.
100%. We're gonna, and right before we read this scripture, what you just brought out, because I can't remember the exact book that we were looking for. This is like going back like 10 years, and then we ordered the book, and then when we went to the store to pick it up, they were asking, "Why did you order this book?" We're like, "What are you talking about?" "Yeah, we just wanted to get it." They said, "No, we understand, but why?" And it was a whole thing, like for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Well, we don't have the book." At the end of the conversation, we don't have the book that you ordered. We just have one there, but someone else. We're like, no. We need that book right there. It was like 20 minutes, and then we finally got the book and got up out of there. But they really would, after they realized, like, wait a minute, they're looking and they're trying to figure out whatever, and then they said, you know what, we're not going to let them have the book. I wish I could remember the book. But it was,
So they're policing. They literally
Exactly.
are policing titles.
Exactly. But read what you got. Academic rigors.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 17. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning.
Right. I labor not for myself only, but for all of them that seek learning. So this is what that academic rigor, people have to respect it. And we all have to put ourselves in that zone. In order to get out of, to awake out of sleep, you have to get into some type of rigorous training to learn. You can't just, even if you listen and you know it, that's cool. But when it comes down to it, then you won't be able to prove anything, and then you'll get shaken off of your square, so to speak. Yeah. So you have to have this knowledge in your mind, like have these books there so you can take a look at them. That's why I'm asking, what is this thing coming out? We want to be next to it. We want to have our hands on it.
Tangible.
We want that thing in our hands.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's a beautiful
But
thing.
you do have this one, don't you?
Yes. Wait. Hold on. Fundamental Black Music. Yeah, part 3. Yes. Wait, do we have that one? We have it, right?
Yep.
Yes. No? I know we had 1 and 2, and then we had...
This is the latest.
That's the latest one.
This is the latest one.
Okay, so, all right, wait a minute. Hey, Officer Yadai, where you at?
Sirach coming with it.
Oh, we have it? No. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, this is the latest one.
No, we didn't have that one. I think, okay, so we're going to get that one. So, the brother who's supposed to be on Deacon Ithon, he has it, because the other day, I think it was last week when I spoke to him, he said, yeah, when I called him, he said, listen, I literally just ordered 3. And I was like, okay. He said,
I was thinking to myself, is the captain asking me the next book? Because I just released part 3, and I'm thinking,
okay, so that's, yeah, because I was looking for that one. I thought it didn't quite come out yet because we don't have it here. But then he told me he ordered it, so I was like, okay, so don't worry about it. We'll get it. We'll have it by next week, and this way I can hug it.
because that's it. Because that's the whole line of David, which is in that one.
What? All right, yeah, I'm going crazy. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be sweet. All right. Listen, Doc, this was great. This was beautiful.
Excellent.
We thank you for your time. We gotta, now we gotta have you back like every once in a while. Whenever something's going on, we gotta bring you back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me read this last scripture for Doc right
Okay.
quick before she get off.
Okay.
Go to Deuteronomy 33:29. This is the last one. I got to give it to you. I want to give it to you all. Show.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 29.
Come on.
Happy art thou, O Israel,
Come on.
who is like unto thee.
Nobody.
O people saved by the Lord,
Watch this, Doc.
the shield of thy help,
Come on.
and who is the sword of thy excellency,
Come on.
and thine enemies
And these people that's been stealing this whole time,
shall be found liars unto thee.
they shall be found liars.
Right.
They shall be found liars.
Right.
They know they're not the people. We are. They shall be found liars.
Beautiful.
And all of the whole world gonna see all of the atrocities that they did to our people.
Right. Yes. Yes. Oh, praise. That's beautiful. So, Dr. Marie Charles, as always, thank you once again. All right. You be safe moving around out there.
Now, just before you go,
Okay.
I want to apologise for revealing on my last presentation that I watched Judge Judy. And I thought to myself,
Hey, listen, I think everybody in here
why
watched Judge
did
Judy.
you do that? I said to myself, but it's always for research purposes.
Right,
I'm looking
right.
at-
Yeah. Not entertainment. Right.
But
All right.
thank you. You're such
Yes.
a wonderful platform. You give me energy, you inspire me, and you take me down paths that I didn't think I needed to go down, but you guide me. So it's wonderful.
Hey,
Thank you.
Hey, all praises to the Father.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Come on, brother.
Oh yeah.
Right, thank you.
Thank you again, Doc. Thank you for coming on to the Nehemiah Squad. We
Yes.
greatly
Pleasure.
appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, you as
Bye-bye.
well. All right. Oh,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Where you gonna get? Where else
That
you
was
gonna
super
get
crazy.
from,
Hey,
man?
listen, bring back up that slide. I got to see that thing again with Joseph of Arimathea, man. It's in my mind. And why don't we have that book? Where's Officer Yediah? Somebody beat him up now.
We got to lay hands on him.
Yeah, we got to get him.
Yeah, we gotta baptize this guy, man.
Oh, because I was wondering, Deacon, I thought was like, yo, I just ordered the book. So I'm like, okay, cool. And for some reason, I thought Officer Yediah had it. I thought he had the book, but then I realized, okay, he does not have the book. Okay. So maybe Deacon, I thought was telling me about something else, but Deke was on point. All right. Y'all got that? It should be like the second to the last one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's look at it again. Right? So Cadwallader, Welsh king of the Britons, the Britons, right? Or the British. So Welsh, that y'all know that goes into Wales, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So in the 6th and 7th century, son of Cole or Coel. But this is crazy. Ursula, Ferge, Dinard, also Saint Silenus and Saint Joseph of Arimathea, this Nathan and the Davidic line. Blessed Bran is an ancestor, so the line to the Israelite Judah is an ancestor. The Israelites, Judah, Levi, Zebulon, and Joseph are ancestors. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Hit the bomb! Come on, brother! Hit the bomb! Come on,
That was
brother!
fire, man.
Come on, brother! Right?
Yeah.
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 Letting you know that these people knew who their tribe was the whole time, even when they were
In the dark
out.
age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Because remember, get Matthew 4:15. Right? Get Matthew 4:15. Because look, Zebulon is there. Right? So how would the person know if you from the tribe of Zebulon, if all the tribes is done away with, if it doesn't matter and all of that, right? Go ahead, read that.
Matthew chapter 4 and verse 14. That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Nephthalim, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
Right, Galilee of the Gentiles, right? So now we're saying Galilee because y'all know that Christ was born in Galilee, but y'all might not know that Galilee was in the northern kingdom part of town. Y'all might not know that, right? So Judah, that doesn't mean you couldn't be a Judite and live in them areas, right? But the point is showing that the people still knew the tribes. Everybody knew who their tribe was. They just wasn't keeping commandment 1, right? So go ahead. What y'all got?
Man,
Come on.
I'm just
Oh.
feeling good.
I'm just, I'm just feeling good. Hey, listen, go to class content and bring up number 1. It's a book called Early Sources on Scottish History. Early Sources on Scottish History. This type of stuff is crazy. I wish if we had the book here, we'd have been going through it right now.
Yeah, for sure.
The hell, Officer Yadiah. We're going to just keep saying his name on air. It's all Officer Yadiah's fault that we don't have this book. Y'all got that? Early Sources of Scottish History. Okay.
This is Early Sources of Scottish History, AD 500 to 1286. Collected and translated by Alan Orr Anderson.
Right.
Volume 1.
Perfect. All right, go to the next page, y'all. Go ahead, move me out the way. Read the whole thing.
After that, the Scandinavians went through the country and ravaged it, and they burned the whole land, and they brought a great host of the Moors in captivity with them to Ireland. These are the blue men, because Moors are the same as Negroes.
There you go. Go ahead.
Mauritania is the same as Negro land.
Right. Stop right there. Now remember, in the old map, I don't think we have that map up. If y'all can find it, it'd be beautiful. But there's an old map of Africa where it says Negro land, right? In the upper north, in the north, I guess central part of the continent. It said Negro land, and that's where the Israelites were at. That's where the Moors were at. That's why they said Mauritania is the same as Negro land, right? And the Moors are the same as Negroes. They even call them blue men. Maybe they were so black they was blue? What kind of disrespect they talking about? I mean, I don't know if that's what it meant, right? But they were calling them blue men. But the point is, right, look where they were taken to, Ireland, right? And we showed y'all where the slaves were being taken from Ireland into the 13 colonies on the east coast of America, and also into the Caribbean, right? So we know this for a fact. So a lot of times when we hear about the slaves coming from Africa, and so yeah, absolutely. But many slaves came from Spain, England, Scotland, Ireland. All right, we got to learn all of this, right? We have to understand it.
I just sent y'all the map.
Oh, you had it with Negro land?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Bring that up, y'all, so the people can see. All right.
That's not what I sent.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not the one with Negro land on it.
I sent it to you in class content.
It's in class content, y'all.
Very last message.
You'll never find
Content like mine.
Yo, they can never find stuff, bro. Come on.
And they looked at it.
Y'all
Come
got
on,
it?
y'all.
Oh, boy.
Look
All
at
right.
it. You looked at it. Point them in the direction, bro.
I seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already up? Okay, we just can't see it. All right, family. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to put it up on the main screen. Y'all just got it on the all right, there you go. All right, so if y'all can see that, right? See Negro land? See if you can zoom in a little bit. I was bringing this out at camp yesterday, I think. Did I mention Negro land at camp? Yeah, I did. We just didn't have the map, right? So y'all can see here, before there was another one that had a caption underneath Negro land, and it talked about how the black people in this country were different shades of brown, and how they kept their laws. It literally said kept their laws, but they didn't say what laws it was. But we already know that that's the laws of God, right? So this is the area where we inhabited, okay? And when you read the history, we didn't really mix much with the Nilotes, the actual Hamites. There was some mixing, right? And they would come in and then blend into our society. But yeah, I'm pretty sure some of us went over there too, but not as much as them coming into us and then blended into us. So essentially, I guess all the offspring will become Israel at that point, right? So you can see the names were different, right? Because and one thing y'all got to realize, all of the current names in West Africa, those names never existed. There was no such thing as Nigeria and Ghana and all that. That's something Esau put together. It was always just tribes, right? Tribes all over. So we came in with so for instance, let's say Judah. Judah would become like 100 different clans.
Yeah.
Right? But they all a tribe of Judah, but now they so huge, you probably looking at them as, oh, this is the tribe of this and that, and they're different ethnicity. No, that's Judah. That's the family of Judah. They just got different names now. Yeah. Right? So that's what you're looking at. All right. Yeah, y'all can drop it. Just wanted to bring that up so the people can see. Matter of fact, bring up that other map though, the other one that was up there, because we're gonna show y'all something as well on this other map. And we were gonna bring it out last week or the week before, right? Because we wanted to show y'all something in there. We were talking about the northern kingdom, right, in Ephraim and all of that. Oh yeah, when the brother was on. But if y'all can do a zoom in, and you're gonna see the tribe of Ephraim in this map. Right? It should say Benai Ephraim. Right? Y'all see you see the Ashanti right there to the left. Then you see the Dahomey. Right? And as you go, no, you're going the wrong direction. Go the other way. Push the map up. You should see Benai Ephraim down there, y'all. Y'all are looking right at it. We can't see it. We fall. Y'all right on top of it. Crazy as hell.
Right there, man. Go down.
There it goes right there. Okay, you see where it says Levite cities? Right there. To the left. Right there, stop. There you go, right there. Right where there you go. Benai Ephraim, right? So that's the tribe of Ephraim right there. These are the people that went over to Puerto Rico. See, y'all might be saying, how do you know who's who? How do you know that those are the people that went over to Puerto Rico? Because that's what the Lord said. See, everything is spiritual, right? He's not going to take Judah and then put him in Puerto Rico and then say, oh yeah, that's Ephraim. No, spiritually, that's what you have to recognize what the Lord was doing. So most of the Judites from here were taken into the Americas. Or even if they were taken into Jamaica as that way station, they still wound up going into the Americas. All right? That's how we know what's what. That's how the Lord deals with order. All right? And if y'all don't get it now, y'all going to get it soon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right? So you have all these different tribes of our people throughout Africa. Just want to show y'all that. But the beautiful thing is when this is going on, our people were still in Europe.
Right.
Right? We were all over the place. That's why it says that the nation of Israel is like the sand of the sea. Yeah. And we were out west, right? Hey, all praises, man.
Man, you can't refute the facts, man.
No.
Bible is a true book, man, and the Lord proves it over and over and time again.
Oh, I got one for you. Hey, bring up that next one. Number 2. It says origin of the Anglo-Saxon race.
All right. Origin of the Anglo-Saxon race, a story of the settlement of England and the tribal origin of the Old English people.
Right. By
the late Thomas William Shore.
Right. So go to that next page, because we were talking about England today. This is what Sis was bringing out, right, about Britain, right? Start in that second paragraph.
The consideration of the evidence that people of brunette complexions,
dark complexions, go ahead,
were among the Anglo-Saxon settlers in England
Anglo-Saxon, sons of God. Go ahead.
Leads on to that of people of a still darker hue.
The
dark, black, or brown-black settlers, probably there must have been some of these among the Anglo-Saxons. For we meet with the personal names Blackman, Blakeman, Blakeman, Blackaman, Blacksunu, Blaka, and Blachman in various documents of the period.
Right. So it's showing you that what? All of these people, the early people, it says our darker forefathers, right? Now, Esau's not connected with these people because Esau came in and stole the identity. He's not it's not like we born him. Now, let me say this to y'all, right? Let me say this. Some of them, right, some children were made because when it got to a certain point, the Moors were taking Edomite women as wives. They started taking them as concubines. They went into wives. It's a different story, right? But the Edomites as we know them today are not spawned from our people. They just came in and took over the names. That's what they did. All right, go ahead.
Blaka was an alderman of Lindsey who was converted by Paulinus. Blakeman was the son of Elric or Edric, a descendant of Ida, ancestor of Elred, king of Bernicia, and so on. The same kind of evidence is met with among the oldest place names. Blakemanburg is mentioned in an Anglo-Saxon charter. Blatchmanstone was the name of the place in Dorset, and Blatchmanstone that of a place in Kent. Blakenshale and Blackenhale are domesday names of places in Somerset.
Right, and stop. And she had that up on her map. She had Somerset up there, right? So this is beautiful stuff. Y'all can drop this. Y'all can drop it.
Yeah, she spoke about the eldermen, all of that. Good stuff right there, man.
Hey, come on, how y'all got the picture on me? You see him doing stuff over here. Y'all crazy.
Hey, let me get Baruch 2.
Please,
get Baruch 2 and 29. We got prophecy coming to pass here, you know. So let's look at this.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 2 and verse 29.
The book.
If you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations.
Right, we would become minorities if we didn't listen to God, right? He said our numbers would diminish, read.
Where I will scatter them.
We'd be scattered through slavery all over, east, west, islands, so on and so forth, read.
For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
We are hard-headed people, read.
But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves.
In the lands of our captivities, we're going to remember who we are, right? Via the Bible, and then secular references going to help support God's word. All right, God had his word set already for us to remember these things, right? And now when we get these extra artifacts confirming, and some people got that confirmation bias. And that's what we deal with all the time. So when I'm listening to Dr. Marie speak, she going through the same kind of challenges that we go through when we're trying to wake up our people.
Right.
We got a lot of people, regardless of the evidence that we produce, will fight against us based upon the information that they learn from the majority who's suppressing that the true information.
Right.
But that's why it's important for us to cast down the imaginations. And the only thing that casts down the imaginations is the information here. We have the information. It's the information age. You can look it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can just really, you know, you can anything you want to know. It can be found out. You know what I'm saying? Is Christ black? Yeah, you can look that up. It says it right here in the text. The Jews are black. It says it in the text. But now when you got the family crest, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Showing in the lineage and Welsh and all, man, it's hands down. Now it can't be, and now they just got to call us crazy, or they got to call us a hate group.
Right.
You know, they can't fight us with any evidence.
No.
You know,
no.
so they got to go off.
Yeah, the academic rigor.
Yeah.
Man.
You got to have that.
Right. Yo, hey, the same book we had up before, bring that back, The Origin of the Anglo-Saxon Race, and go to page, it should say 113. See if that's the one I want.
Zoom in. You want me to start at the where it says some?
Hold on. I think I just lost my spot. Hold on. Oh, go to 112. I'm sorry, y'all. 112. This is a good one too. But 112. And start at the second, that right there. There is another.
There is another old word used by the Anglo-Saxons to denote black or brown black. The word is swart.
Right, swart.
Ah.
Yeah, swarthy, right? But that word is swart, right? And amongst Amalek, they say shvatza. That's a word like nigga, really, meaning black. But they call it shvatza. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The personal names Swart and Swert may have been derived from this word and may have originally denoted people of a dark brown or black complexion.
Right, it ain't no maid. That's what it is. Go ahead.
Some names of this kind are mentioned in the Domesday record of Buckinghamshire and Lincolnshire. These may be of Scandinavian origin, for the Ike name or nickname Svarti
Right, or swarthy. Go ahead.
is found in the northern sagas.
Halfdan.
Halfdan the Black was the name of a king of Norway who died in 863.
Right, so the guy's name was Halfdan the Black, right? And he was the king of Norway. Go ahead.
The so-called black men of the Anglo-Saxon period probably included some of the darker, Wendish people among them, immigrants or descendants of people of the same race as the ancestors of the Sorbs of Lausatia.
And notice they say the so-called black men of the Anglo-Saxons, right? Because even when you look, right, at the Israelites, right, before there was the Israelites, you had what was known as the sons of God, right? Adam, all the way down through Seth and everything else, they were the sons of God. When Jacob came around, that's when we became the Israelites. But that's why it's called Anglo-Saxon, which is the sons of God, right? And said the black men. So today we still the sons of God. That's what it is, right? But when you hear Anglo-Saxon, you think of white people, right? But go ahead.
On the next page. Borders of Saxony and Prussia at the present day.
Okay, that's cool. We good there. We good. And it goes into the black Vikings, and that's a whole other thing. All right. A lot of y'all don't know that the Vikings were black. They had white Vikings. That's true. But the original guys were black Vikings, and then some white ones came around and they battled each other, and then sometimes they worked together. It's a whole thing. Right? That's a whole other story. Maybe we'll get into that with her at another time, and that might be a good one. Yeah. If y'all got something, bring it out.
Yeah, I like the she was using the word cognitive a lot, and I don't know if a lot of people know what that word is. Let's bring up the definition for cognitive. Let's bring that up. This is crazy. It's people. It's a part of learning. I'll let the definition say it. Cognitive.
The mic's not working.
Cognitive, relating to the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses.
Right. So cognitive, it's like getting knowledge through your thought. Basically, meditation. Right. You got to meditate on the things you read. What do they call it for the children when you reading comprehension? Right. You know what I'm saying? The process of now go to the definition of cognitive dissonance. Right, because this is what we deal with. We deal with people not being able to think because they have this cognitive dissonance, and this is what we're fighting. That's what we're fighting.
Cognitive dissonance, a state of mental discomfort that occurs when a person holds beliefs or opinions that are inconsistent or that conflict with an aspect of their behavior.
Right. So guess what? You've been living a whoremonger life all your life, and then you read the information that God gives you that tells you he doesn't like whoremongering or adultery. Right. And it causes a discomfort. So regardless of what we show you, you deny it. You deny it. What we like being, it's comfortable. It is comfortable to be just black Negroes, Democrats, Republicans. We're comfortable with this new lifestyle that's been provided with us. So when you get the information that, no, you're supposed to be a king. King James is in your lineage, so on and so forth. All the apostles are black. This is what you're supposed to be doing. It's uncomfortable because it comes with a responsibility. So rather than combat it with some sort of evidence itself, now it's just time to call you crazy or just reject it completely. Right. Because our people have cognitive dissonance. They cannot think.
Right. Terrible. Hey, bring up number 3, y'all. We don't have that much time left, but bring up number 3. We just want to get out some of these things. So but like we said, we like to kill a fly with a sledgehammer. You know what I mean? And it's fun.
It's fun.
Right? This is good stuff. This is good stuff. You know?
Just make it bigger a little bit.
Yeah, please. Yep. Okay, read the top.
A major revision.
No. The top.
Oh, when Scotland was Jewish.
Right. It says when Scotland was Jewish. Right. But we know when they say Jewish, you know, that's one of those situations where they're trying to hide the truth by saying Jewish. Right. Because when you hear Jewish, you're thinking of white people. Right. Period. Right. So now what I want you to do is jump down to where it says 7 famous Scotsmen. The second paragraph. Right there.
Oh, okay. 7 famous Scotsmen are pictured here. Presbyterian reformer John Knox, scholar George Buchanan, Marquis of Argyll Archibald Campbell,
Right.
the Earl of Ancram, Robert Kerr, poet Alan Ramsay, Earl of Southesk, James Carnegie, and physician William Gordon. As cursory inspection will affirm,
Right.
none of these prominent Scotsmen look typically Scottish.
Notice what it said. None of these prominent Scotsmen looks typically Scottish. Why? Read on.
They appear rather dark and Semitic.
Right, because they're comparing the Scotsmen of today with who they knew to be Scottish or from Scotland back then. Right? Go ahead.
Yet, here they are, Scottish aristocrats. The Scottish royal stewards were equally dark and Semitic in appearance.
Right. Go ahead.
Of Charles II's dusky appearance, his mother, Queen Henrietta Maria, had been half mortified, writing after her confinement that the child was so dark she was ashamed of him.
Like some of y'all sisters today. Yo, rub some Ambi on my baby. Y'all remember Ambi? Y'all try to make a light-skinned baby out of dark-skinned baby. Get the hell out of here. You read that thing. Go ahead.
He was quickly dubbed the Black Boy.
Damn. Go ahead.
Enemies made out that he was a black bastard.
Go ahead.
Begotten by a black Scotsman.
Right, a black Scotsman. We know that's true because what? Remember we brought out last time that King James was from the family of the Stuarts.
Right.
A black family from Scotland because Scotland was black.
Right.
Right. So this is how we know. So the purpose of discussing all of this is because when y'all thinking of these European places and the beginnings of them, you think of white people, but they telling you now that the Scots were always dark and Semitic. And look, why did they use that word Semitic? There's many Semitic families, but they use the word Semitic because they're trying to let you know that they were Israelites. That's what they're saying, right? Because there's a lot of Semitic families, but they started off saying Jewish. So we got to be able to read between the lines. All right, y'all? We have to be able to read between the lines. Yeah. All right. Real. Yeah, man. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, well.
Oh, I thought you were saying something.
No.
All right. Go ahead.
You got it.
All right. Let me just grab a scripture real quick. Let me get on 2 Maccabees 7:27.
Come on.
Right? We're going back to the academic rigors.
2 Maccabees chapter 7 verse 27. But she, bowing herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her country language on this manner: O my son, have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb.
Right. So this is the mother who had the 7 sons. Right. All her sons were being put to death in front of her. Right. And she was saying this to him. Go ahead.
And gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee,
right,
and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education.
Right. She said, I endured the troubles of education. And that's what we have to do as parents. You got to endure the troubles of education. A lot of times we can't even do math with our 3rd grader now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, this is too much. You know, you let your teacher deal with it. No, you got to endure the troubles of education. And that means what? getting your child into the nearest Israelite school. IUIC is a good start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you think? Right? And then here, guess what? You learning the scriptures. You're going to learn who you are according to the Bible. But then, guess what? You have all the other information, learning history. Somebody came to the camp on the Sabbath saying, oh, I don't understand why you guys are teaching the black this and that. You're teaching history. I'm trying to figure out what this got to do with the Bible. It has everything to do with the Bible. It has everything to do with the Bible. And that's how come these shows are great that we got going out, because now the people can see how it comes together.
Yep.
You know, all praises to the Lord. You
see
know
how it pieced together. You get your confidence back. That's what
right.
it got to do with the Bible.
That's right.
The Bible is a history book also.
Yep.
It's a history book.
That's the point.
More than a religious book.
Right.
You know,
It's not a religious book at all.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
100%.
History of a people.
Yep.
Prophecies for a people. Laws for a people.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. All praises, man. So, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? All praises. Hey, what's up? What's going on with our live audience? Y'all got to make some noise over there. Hey. Shout out to our live audience in the Feast of Dedication. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, all praises. So, of course, the Booster Club.
Yeah.
Hey, send everything you got. All right, whatever y'all got, whatever you can spare, send to the Booster Club, the Isaiah 11:11 project. We out here. All right, we hitting the four corners of the earth, bringing back the 12 tribes together again. All right, hit that QR code and send that bread. All right, we need the airfare, the food fare, the walk around fare,
The fair.
the fare. We need some flair fare. All right. Yeah. Might need some new sneakers or something. Just kidding, y'all. But the point is, we need that airline money. All right. So send that thing. All praises. Put y'all brick in. All right. And save a couple of dollars for us here at the Nehemiah Squad. All right. The QR code is there, or y'all can send it straight to iuic.norcal@israelunite.org. Throw us a couple dollars.
Right.
We have to feed these people today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, that's not the one.
What are they doing?
Yeah, they going crazy.
Hell no.
That ain't it. Hey, y'all got that?
Or they. Oh,
All right, there you go. All right. So next Monday, all right, we got a brother that calls himself the West Coast greatest voice podcast. His name is JT. But this brother goes into a lot of history. You know what I mean? And this is going to be beautiful based on what we did today, right? So he's going to be coming with some stuff out of South America and all that, which is, Central America, which is Belize. If any of y'all don't know where Belize is at, it's in Central America, right? And although it's Northern Kingdom, Spanish is not their number one language. I believe it's English is the first language, and Spanish is there, and so on and so forth. But this is going to be an interesting show. This brother's very sharp. If y'all never seen him on his TikTok or YouTube or IG, y'all going to be very excited to see what he's going to bring out. So this is going to be great. Indigenous tribes of Belize, past and present. So we're going to have a good time with this brother as well. All right, so be here. All right, December the 8th, 8:30 p.m. It's going to be a good one. All right. So with that, I don't think we got anything else after this? No? Okay. Officer Shem. Cheer.
What are you doing?
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse
Act
21.
like you don't know what the hell going on.
Right.
Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
What was that, man? He messed me up, bro.
Yo, you know how they
pressed
are.
the buttons at the wrong time,
Bad
man.
timing.
Tune in to the Nehemiah Squad, or we got to lay hands on you. Donate to the Booster Club, or we got to lay hands on you.
Right.
Keep up with that crafty counsel, Esau. The Lord is going to lay hands on you.
Right.
You have tuned in to the show. This is the Nehemiah Squad. We are your hosts. I'm Officer Shem. That's Captain Zaccai. That's Officer Judah. We out.
All praises. Most High Christ bless y'all. Shalom.